One of my top 10 favorite movies is the great underrated Spielberg classic Hook. It came out in 1991, which was an excellent year for pop culture. I mean, just think of it. Beauty and the Beast, Dangerous, Nevermind, Hook. Perfection. This is the PAL, Dutch and or Belgian version. 3 sides, 2 discs, no special features, Dutch subtitles, English audio, subpar video and audio, as most PAL discs sadly tend to have. Nonetheless, quite an attractive gatefold. The UK got the same configuration, also a gatefold. This one's also 3 sides, but great. The last chapter, chapter 38, is a making of Hook. Special behind the scenes insight shot during the making of Hook was not intended to be of feature film quality. Well, that's a disclaimer. I do love to have some special features, so this PAL disc is already one step ahead of the Belgian and or Dutch LaserDisc. German, Dutch and French loop, like a 50-minute making of version. This was probably intended to be played in theater halls or in newsstands, and it just features behind the scenes footage of the movie. There's no talking heads, there's no narrator, it's just sort of like a B-roll of clips from the movie in 3 languages. This was not for sale. This is the one probably most people have, the American, also 3 sides, gatefold. They really like the gatefold with Hook. 37 chapters, which means it's the same configuration as the UK one, but the UK one added a 38th chapter with the making of. No special features on this one. There's a blurb here with the movie contents and also a quote by Spielberg saying, "I did this movie for a simple reason. I thought my kids would like it." I sure hope his kids did. I know that in later years or in more recent years, Spielberg hasn't always been so kind to Hook. He says it's like a misfire, missed opportunity, one of his worst movies. I still think it's one of his all-time best. The final LaserDisc I own is this one, the Japanese one. This one is also 3 sides and lovely. It includes the full staff and the cast, even like the smaller roles. So for example, Too Small, Thomas Tulek, Tickles, David Crosby, Gutless, Glenn Close. Indeed, Glenn Close played a male pirate. If you're looking for picture and audio quality, let's say it's a toss-up between the Japanese one and the American one. None of them are CAV. Closing off, I have a little more trinkets. This is the rare 8mm Video 8 edition of Hook. A Video 8 tape from the early 90s. This is NTSC, so not compatible with PAL. And I don't even have a player, sadly. I'm still in the market, as it were, to quote Jack Sparrow. But I just love the fact that this was once a commercial release. Apparently Sony thought that this would be like the next thing, or the next big thing. A film that will entertain generations from now. True. This is the VHS tape. This is almost similar to the one I had as a kid, except for this is the French dub, the French version. Mine was, of course, in English with Dutch subtitles. A friend of mine, Thomas, just found it lying on the street and it's in perfect condition. But of course, I'm never going to watch it because it's the French version. What's the full title? Hook or La Revanche du Capitaine Crochet. This is the Sega Mega CD game. These tend to fetch quite some money nowadays. I just paid €5 or $5 10 years ago. Still need to pick up a Sega CD console, and those are prohibitively expensive nowadays. And then closing up, the final Hook home video item, well, apart from like the regular DVDs and Blu-rays and 4Ks I have, this one's the also quite rare Betamax. Comes in a VHS shaped box because towards the end of Betamax they didn't bother making the boxes anymore, so it's just like a VHS box with an insert, and the only thing giving it away is over here on the spine it says Beta or Beta. By 1993 Beta was on its way out, so this is quite a rare find. Includes a small leaflet, receive a free Hook cassette soundtrack, and free in brackets, so it's not free after all, I think. So that concludes the Hook on Home video, apart from the, well, regular DVD, VHS, Blu-ray. These are the special ones. So if you're in the market for Hook on LaserDisc, American or Japanese version will do. And if you can find it, the beta is a great option as well, because it's just so lovely. I do love beta. Who doesn't?